I'm good.
today.
We're here. Look, we put on faces today.
I we put
So
up
we're good.
faces.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
We put on faces, so we're good. Like we didn't come disheveled messes. So at least we tried that. Hi everyone. It's Adela Hittel. I am the owner and founder of Project Human Incorporated, PHInc, a new way to think about mental and emotional health. And I'm here to talk to you guys today pretty much all day with my team members and crew, and then tonight with the cast and crew, and then you guys joining us live on Zoom to talk to you guys about our CHECKMATE project. We've started sending it out in our email list, and I'm so excited. So bear with me as we're getting that out there to you too. And we're started sharing some stuff, and the trailer came out this morning. And now I'm joined by my lead makeup artist for the project, and I'm so excited to talk to her really quick. She's super excited to be here, you guys. She just doesn't look like it right. There you go. That's the one I'm looking for. Listen, I make my people do all lives, and they're just sitting here going like, why, Ella, why? But because of this, because we're so pretty and fabulous, we should be out here to be seen. So Yolanda Curtis, please introduce yourself to everybody really quick. And
Hi, I'm Yolanda Curtis. Yeah, so I did the lead hair and makeup on this project, and it was a lot of fun. I've been doing hair and makeup for 7 years professionally, but pretty much all my life. So yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. Lives are fun.
Lives are fun. So let me ask you, we're gonna get right into it. First, you've seen, you got to see the project. What were your thoughts on it?
You know, I think looking at it, knowing what we went through and like where we were, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I know that sounds messed up in a way, but
no.
like we hit so many roadblocks. Like you guys don't know, like, I mean, everything we did was 100% volunteer, from like
everything,
hair and makeup to actors to our videographers, our photographers, all of it. It was all 100% volunteer work. So anything that was put into it, anything that you see, like Adela made all the outfits, like, you know, nothing. Yeah, we had some things here and there donated, but like that was all us. That was all us. So imagine what we will do if we get just a little funding, you know? So it's pretty exciting to see where we are starting from nothing and to where we can go, because this was pretty exciting. And it shows that, you know, Adela's a really good, how do I say this? Director of humans. Maybe that's what I should say. Director of humans. She finds really good people who just click with her own weirdness. You know how like Mr. Potato Head has all those like pieces and you can grab and go, oh, this looks cool. Well, not right now, but this is cool. She has like this little carriage of just amazing humans who don't know how amazing they are. And she takes them and goes, okay, I'm going to put you here. I'm going to put you here. I'm going to put you here. And guess what? You come, I have it organized. Just do your job. Like, just do you. Just be you. Just get it done. And I have yet to see it fail. So that's pretty exciting.
Good. Oh, good. I'm so glad, because that's ultimately that's what I feel, and I've seen even with my own self, through my own process, through my own growth. That's all we need, is we need a little bit of guidance, some direction, but clear direction too, not insinuated direction, not expected direction, not assumed, okay, direction,
Yeah.
but like direct direction. And if you don't follow the direction, that direct part of the direction, then you can't be mad at anybody but yourself. So then the responsibility completely falls on you. And that was something that was taught to me, a hard lesson, because I had clear-cut directions of some stuff, and I thought and I assumed, and I went to Adela's world, and it's not where reality is. And I got my feelings but hurt really, really good, but it was because it was my fault. And since then, that was one of my things that I wanted to ensure, because I learned that that was what I needed. I needed that guidance, just to be like, okay, and then the trust that I could do it. The trust and the hope that I like,
yeah,
the hope in me that I won't fail. Like, just trust me to do the job.
I think that's a big deal for any person, any human in general, like to have the responsibility of another human being trusting them, period. Just trusting them with anything, whether it's a job, if it's even just making your lunch, if it's, you know, with your car because it's getting fit, whatever the reason. And for you, like for me personally, to have someone like you that I can trust, because that's, you know, trust is a hard thing. It's a hard thing. And to find people, I'm assuming for you, that you can trust is probably a big, like, breath of fresh air, because then it doesn't feel so, you don't, well, I know for me personally speaking, having you in my life, I don't feel so alone. Like, even without the artistry, without like the mental health thing, just Adela all on her own, she's like the other half of my heart. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds weird because people are like, oh, your spouse should be that, or, you know, and whatever. And yes, that's a totally different thing. She's like the sister, like, she's my twin sister that I should have had. You know what I mean?
Human heart.
So,
sorry to
yeah.
interrupt, but there's that human heart. So there's no other.
Yeah.
It's the human heart that just connects and accepts the human that is as is. And it's like, I see you in me, and like, if I see you in me and you me and you, why are we mad at each other?
It's gonna be like our thing now. It's gonna be like a new, you me me you
Me you. But it is, and that's I'm so happy that you feel that way too, because it's true. It's very hard for me to get to a level of trust with humans. And I know that when I started Project Human, I went in it thinking I was trusting. I went in it really thinking I was trusting, and I wasn't, not one bit. Like, in my narrative and my tone, I was not trusting, because I knew they would fail, and not fail. And I don't mean to use that word that way, but that was the thought process that was then, because they didn't trust themselves. I didn't trust me to lead the way I wanted to lead, because I saw the flaws that they had. And I said, well, if we both have, and I focused on that versus focusing on our good. And so when it kept failing for me, the trust part that I was so hard working for, I was like, you're not giving any trust. You're not giving any trust. And you're not giving any trust to yourself that you're capable of doing it. So how can anyone trust you? And so so it was a big thing. And having you guys in my life, like this last year, and then especially since, so Checkmate is the Rebirth Project was my trust. I'm going to try to trust myself. Checkmate was my complete trust in everybody else.
Yeah. Like, and let me tell you, I have to thank you for that, because where, you know, we know what happened behind the scenes, but like, as far as like, sorry, my chair is so squeaky. But I have a problem. I'm just going to say it because I have no other way. I have a problem with people. I just do. I don't trust people, whether I'm working with them or not working with them, or whatever the thing is. And Adela was like, well, you're going to be in charge, so you get over it. and I'm just like, and so in my mind, you know, I'm thinking, yes, I may have the skill set, and yes, whatever, but it's ultimately up to if somebody else is going to listen, and, you know, but it gave me a teaching. It was a teachable moment, not only for myself, but for the other people with me, to like people who maybe didn't feel so secure in their skill set, to be able to teach them something, to make them realize, hey, you can do this. It's okay. And yes, normally if we were on, like, we have this time crunch where we have to hit it, and you have to step in. But at those same moments are beautiful, because it pushes people outside of their comfort, and either they're going to fail or they're going to flourish. And our team flourished. Let me tell you, our team flourished. And we can only go up from here. And I'm excited. I'm just excited in general. I think it's a good thing. And gosh, I can't wait for you guys to see what's in store in the next couple of years. Like, it's awesome. It's just
right.
Awesome.
Like, and we haven't even touched the surface. Like, we're just kind of like, we're the babies that just like learned that we can lift our head up, and we're like, oh my God, we can lift our head up. What else can we do now with our body? And it's really fueling it. And it's so powerful when you can walk into a small room and you have nothing but yourself, and you have to depend on those humans to do the job. That's one of the ways I'm processing my trauma. Like, literally being in that room with all of you guys, I recognized over this last couple of days, as I was reflecting back and kind of figuring out how I was going to do this. I've never been in that small of a capacity for that long of a time with a group of people where I felt safe.
Yeah, for sure.
Where I felt like I could literally just not think about the environment, not think about anything other than doing my job. And normally I think about whether, like I said, somebody's going to come in and shoot up a place or do something. I'm going to like, there's just so many other thoughts because of my trauma. And when I can be in a room with humans where, like I said, up until 3 years ago, I couldn't even go outside. Like being in school and all that stuff, or like the outrage, like all that was just deflection so that I could not be associated with people because I didn't feel safe. And so having that checkmate absolutely was a huge lesson for me, because you guys came through for me. That I literally, from the beginning of every human we selected, every piece that was a part of this, like we had some trials and errors. I let people go. I learned to fire people, which was great, not feel bad about it. And you know, not in a bad or negative way, but I did. It's because they didn't work for what was necessary for the vision. Like, and if everybody else was putting in 100% on the table of what we needed, 99% wasn't going to cut it.
Right.
Like none of us had any extra resources to come in and help out. Like this was 100, 100, 100, 100. And Sid mentioned something yesterday, like the emotion that was all in there was all every human. Like we didn't coach that emotion in a way that we're like, hey, this is like it was their moment and their decision and their thing, which is so awesome.
That's a testament to you though, like picking people, because like I don't think people realize, like we had people all the way from the age of 15 to
70.
70 in there, and everything in between, men and women, everything. And we are all in different walks of life. Some are married, some are not, some are dating, some are not, some are, you know, mentally, some are okay, mentally, some are not okay. Mentally, some of us are victors and some of us are still in a victim mind space. It's just where we are. It doesn't matter. But it was really nice to be in a room, like Adela said, with so many people, and there was like literally no judgment. Like I didn't feel like at any given time someone was talking about me or belittling me, or, you know, just having little weird chit chats. Like the weird chit chats were all weird chit chats. Okay.
So we all feel it, like where
they're
we
about,
know,
like,
and it
they're
starts
about
our
like
anxieties, right?
Yeah,
where we go into that.
They were all about like swordplay, or like, oh, look at my makeup, oh, look at my outfit, oh, you know, and then talking about food. Like it was all normal behavior that you would have with like friends that you've had like for 10 years. You know what I mean? And everyone was really uplifting. I'm not going to say it wasn't stressful. It was stressful, but you couldn't read it. You know what I mean? Like it just couldn't be read the way that you would think it would be read. And even with myself, my stress was like off the charts. But you know what I did? Instead of like falling to pieces or whatever, I just kept my mask on. Because I'm either, you can read me, I'm either yay or I'm like,
yep.
So I just kept it on because I didn't know how I was going to present any of that. But I felt like that was almost like a shield that we had that day to be okay with not being okay and just being as professional as we can be. And then once that was down, we were being stupid and dancing in like little times we had, or, you know, making weird voices or doing whatever. And everyone was there to put the area together, to break the area down. Like, again, yes, were there frustrations, but no one took it out on anyone else. We all picked up our pieces, checkmate, and did our part. And I think that was beautiful. I really do. I think it was a beautiful time, and I kind of can't wait till the next one.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the next projects and the next things we have planned. And I've got a couple of secret weapons and a couple of things that you guys don't even know about. And I'm doing a team meeting next week with you guys, so you guys will get all the information we'll know. But I got some surprises for you guys. And I can't wait to share them with you, because there's some more humans that were hand selected to be given to me by the universe, and I cannot wait. And that it just takes us to a whole new level as a community, as a whole team, and as an organization for what we want to do, and how we can completely individualize this to humans and to who we are. And it's so great. I have one last question for you. If when you first thought of Checkmate, like your first reaction compared to what we went through, like as far as the process and everything, because you've never worked with me before. I wanted to mention this. One of the reasons why Yolanda's on this project period was because we started talking back up this past year, about 2 years ago actually, and we, and I finished my rebirth project, and she saw it and she looked at me, she's like, I'm pissed I wasn't there. And I was like, I got you next one. And so that's how it happened. And by the way, that's literally how easy you can get the job. Come do the job. Let me know you're pissed and didn't get there, and I'll get you as long as you do the job. So, yeah. And so she did. And but so you weren't aware of the process of rebirth, like you saw the end result.
Right.
And then you got to be through the whole process of Checkmate and then the end result. So from that end result of rebirth, how are the two feelings different now that you were part of the process versus, not part of the process? But you still had, because you still had like this, because I'll tell you, you still had that same reaction that you do, and they know who you are. I know that.
Yeah,
so now that you know the difference,
I think it's, oh man, it's totally different. It's different. When I saw rebirth, and this is just coming from us being friends, knowing your life, things like that. So it sucked me in. Like I felt like I could feel your pain, and I could just feel it. And there was so much emotion there that I was just like, wow. And like immediately I remember talking to you about, I'm like, who did that? That's amazing. And then that's how we started talking about William and all that stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, this is, and then you went down the line of everything you did. So then when we're doing Checkmate, and Adela kind of knows this. I'm what's the word? I don't know if it's reserved. I'm skeptical. I'm just very skeptical about how things are going to work. Like I'm a visual person, so I need to see it happening to really understand. Like I understand all the behind the scenes processes, but the very in front of your face processes aren't really something I comprehend. And so the whole time, like we're back and forth with things, and I'm just sitting here going, man, this is so much. She's just one person. Like, and I know we all had hands in it, but Adela, like, she's molding it. Like, we're the ones helping pick up the clay, giving her like, oh, you missed a spot, popping it. You know what I mean? She's really the artist behind it, even though, we're her supporting, we're her supports in that sculpture. You know what I mean? We're supporting her in that. And so, even though we don't understand all the time, she understands. And so the process of seeing that from the beginning, where it was kind of unclear to why we were doing it, even when we were doing it, like I was like, okay, nope, you know what? I'm trusting Adela because I don't know, like trust. And I think that it was a huge trust building exercise, I think, to the end. And let me tell you, the end exceeded my expectations. And I think it was just because so many things kind of just fell through. So many things were just kind of telling us, just stop, just quit. Like, you guys aren't going to do this. You guys don't have money. You guys don't have fabric. You guys don't have, the makeup. You guys don't have this. You don't have, guess what we had? Enough. We had enough. Okay. We figured it out. We got it done. And it came out awesome. And it just blows my mind that we can accomplish that. Like the sky's the limit, like after this, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just really proud of all of us. I really, really am. Like we got to see growth in a very short amount of time of a lot of individuals, and including myself, including yourself. You know what I mean? We got to see a lot of growth. And I think sometimes it's really hard for us to see our own growth because we feel so stunted all the time, especially right now with this pandemic and stuff. I think for a lot of us, we were just excited to get out of the house. So hard work was not a problem. We're like, sure, you want us to lift boulders? We'll do it. Yeah, that means we can leave. Sure, we'll do it. But it was a beautiful process. It was definitely one that I won't soon forget, and it's definitely one that I want to be a part of the new 2.0 next time, and just keep going with it. Man, and I can't wait to see what your little devious brain comes up with next. And devious is not the right word. Dubious, I don't know. Amazing artistic brain. How about that?
We'll just call it an insanely mad brain, because that's what it kind of is.
It's a beautiful, wonderful brain. It comes up with just very, with everything, with its emotional and mental health and everything else in between that. You do a fantastic job of pulling out emotions, I think, in a lot of people. Like I look at things and I don't emotionally get invested immediately. It takes me a couple times. So if I watch something and I'm just like, whoa, that's a big deal. I feel like that's a big deal. If you have that ability, then you are on the right track to be doing whatever it is that we're going to be doing.
It's all I care about. I learned through therapy, through all of these things, that the thing that we fear the most is the feeling. Like, we honestly just fear feeling sad and feeling angry and feeling upset and feeling what we're feeling, because we won't feel justified. We won't feel the other side of it, because we don't even know what the other side of it is. Like, we're trying to feel something we don't know because we haven't let ourselves feel in the first place. And I knew when I sat in my therapy session and I looked at my therapist, I was like, I don't know why I'm so afraid of success. Like, I know what I want. I know how powerful I can be. Like, I know that. But why am I so afraid? And I'm losing it, like boo-hoo crying. And she's like, I don't know. You're just paying me $100 an hour to talk. And it like, but that's it? That's all I'm doing? I love to do that.
Yeah.
And I could just do this like this with people and I'll feel better.
Yep.
And nobody can say it's not okay. And it's free.
Right. You know, you said this so many times throughout this whole thing, but you kept telling me to trust the process. Trust the process. And I've always known, like, not to trust feelings and emotions because they're so fleeting. They come in, they go out, and you can't trust that. It's not a stable connection. It's not good for you, mentally or physically. And so it's finding that place of peace, that place of where you know you are going or where you know you are at, and just going back there and keep moving forward. And so trusting the process, whether that's this project, whether that's life, you know, whether that's a job, whatever, there is such a beautiful note to that. You know what I mean? It's a really, really good thing. And you do it without even realizing it. That's the part, that's the part that just makes me go, why are you not, come on. Okay.
Because everything that I do has to be, because I know exactly why I'm not to the level where, like, funding wise or things like that. Like, I know why, and where we're starting to, and but it's because I'll never do anything that's not going to be a positive experience or create a positive experience. Like, Project Human is not negative. Project Human can't be negative, even if it's stressful, even if it's frustrating. Like, all those things, it just can't be negative. That's the one thing it cannot be. Because it's not that. Life is not negative. We create the negativity. Life is hard and life is stressful. Life is all those other things, but life is not negative. And I don't want that to be a part of it. And unless I can learn about myself and that, and learning all that, and having humans around me who are in the same pathway of thinking, I can't teach myself and educate myself and get better to be able to stand stronger. Like you said, you guys are my pillars. Everything I've been wanting is my pillars. That way I can do that, so that when I say, hey, my team's ready to go, they're like, I trust myself to handle what we need to do. What is it? We trust the process, whatever that is. How do we get there? And then we sit down and work it through. And then we go and shoot. And then we have fun. And then we sleep in corners and fall out. Because that's the fun part.
Stuff our face without every time.
Yeah, that's the fun stressful part. All right, let me see if my next guest is on. You getting on? It is for today. Just want to make sure I clarify. Listen, Will is supposed to be coming on to chat because we're both, he's working, he's got a call time late. Me and him were on at 2 a.m. last night, finishing things up and making sure that things were all okay just because of both the work schedules. So I want to make sure that he's popping on. And then if not, I don't have anybody until 3 o'clock. So I'll talk to you for another second because I'm having fun. Did you freeze on me? Yo. I think you froze on me. Yeah, I think she froze on me. That's okay. Yolanda, you froze on me. I just want you to know you look so cool frozen. There she is. She's coming back on. I gotta unmute you. How are you gonna unmute? Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. I was sitting here going, I didn't know if
I should just stay still or what.
I was like, did you freeze? I'm going. So I'm
Yeah, I
over here
watch
like,
your bars going up and down, and then like you've been kind of going in and out, and I'm just sitting here going.
oh, so it's internet stuff. That's okay. Yeah, Willa's coming on in just a second, and so yeah, I'm super excited. We can't wait to share with you guys more. Follow Yolanda if you're not following her, but she's PHInc team all the way, you guys. That's my makeup artist. That's my boss. So whoever wants to be on and part of the team, that's who you'll be listening to. And what's the rule in our team?
Communication and respect.
Oh no, well, what about Adela? If Adela has to,
Oh, you just listen. Just listen.
no,
Like,
if Adela has to
I
get
don't know. What
involved,
do you
you're
want?
fired.
Oh, well, yeah. Pretty much.
She's the boss.
When you come on, that's
Like if
your
I
warning.
have to be involved,
After
like,
that, yeah, you're
because
fired.
I don't want to, because I don't care. Like
Yeah.
that's the problem. So if you, my makeup artist, that you've reached out to me and everything, as we move forward, I'll be getting you in touch with her, and then we'll be setting up, and you will be going through her and training and everything we need to do for the job, because, like I said, she takes this just as seriously as I do, and that's why I love her, and that's why she's part of the team, because she knows that I don't want anything mediocre or anything less than what she's capable to give, because she's got the power. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
I love you too.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, hon.